Say what's Saturday, this your boy Shout Lo. Right now, you're on Instinct Radio. Let's get it. Shout it.
Hey guys, we're back. This is Wanda D, the motivational queen, and you're inside of the I Am Enough talk show. I told you I was bringing back these lovely, lovely women.
Hey!
Yes. They are here by popular demand. They have written a book, and they're going to share their story with you, their testimony, their whys and what fors, and and they got more books inside of them. So I'm excited. And ladies, are y'all ready for this?
I'm ready.
Oh my God! See, I got a hot panel, and I want to take a moment. I want everybody to first introduce themselves and give us a little. Tell us. We're starting with you. This is Miss Tamala Lachey. She is the author of The Life of a Caterpillar. And her book is so beautiful. This book is so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's like it jumps off the page, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very.
You're like it's supposed to be in Barnes and Noble.
It's very beautiful. So, in our next author, and I had asked you a question, right? Mm-hmm. You go by what name? Because you don't go by Patricia, and I was thrown.
My designer name is Frances Renee.
Right. Okay.
And
so that's why I was like freaked out.
Right.
Okay. So
She's like two different people.
Right. And but I love you. I love your spirit, and I love your book. It is so beautiful. Broke No More, Black Woman.
Ooh.
Transitions in life, business, and love. An exclamation point.
I'm gonna have to get that.
So that's hot.
You called us
and,
out.
And what I love about it is the cover. You have the shoes, and you have it marked off 70%. Mm-hmm. That says a lot.
Oh yeah.
We are not gonna be marked off. We going full price. Okay, wait, hold on.
You almost got caught up.
I almost got caught up. The Gemini in me be like, okay, wait a minute. And then our second, our last, my baby right here, Belize Samuels. This book is so awesome. You know what? Did you see this? How these dots and circles, overcoming what cannot be cured, what can't be cured, living beyond herpes. Wow. She tells it all. So when I tell you, are y'all ready? Y'all better get ready for this. Now, first I'm going to have the ladies just introduce themselves. Let us know where you're from. Give us a little background about yourself.
Okay, my name is Tamala Lachey. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Native,
Okay,
born
home
and raised.
Grady baby.
Yes.
Grady baby takeover, I
Right.
guess.
Take over,
Okay,
man.
take
Great.
over.
Them babies come out of Grady are awesome, man.
Touche. Carry on, awesome baby.
So my background is a master cosmetologist that evolved into an author, a speaker. I'm a mother of 2 grown boys, and
Okay.
hey, that's me in a
Awesome.
nutshell.
That's you in a nutshell. A beautiful, beautiful woman right here. Next up.
Okay, hello. I am Patricia Frances Renee.
Yes.
Y'all putting the middle names in there.
Right. My designer name, of course, is Frances Renee. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
And I've been in Atlanta for a few years, a little over 6 years. Okay. And just now feel like I'm getting settled, so I came here focusing on school, writing, building my business, and now I'm kind of getting into it. So I know there's so much more in store, so I'm excited right now, so I'm going to...
And she's a
You're
designer.
You're going to pass the bar.
She's a
You're going to pass the
designer.
ball on me.
Okay.
Well, I am Belize Samuels. I am an STD life coach. I help African American women living with herpes. I am a mother of 2, well, 4. Okay, I'm a mother of 4. So I got 2 little ones and 2 big ones on the other scale. So
Okay.
it's a little big. Been married, almost 4 years now. So that's awesome after I found out I have herpes. So I am married.
4 years, not 40 years.
4 years.
Okay.
40 years, my husband. If it's 40 years, my husband is real old, y'all. Okay, he real old, but he. Okay. Okay, it's not
Okay.
that conversation. But yes, so with that being said, I am from Atlanta. Here all my life. I don't know nothing. I live like up the road.
Up the road.
Up the road.
Grady baby.
Grady baby.
The Grady
County
baby.
road,
The Grady
y'all.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Down the road.
let's see. Tamala
Yes.
Lachey.
Yes.
You got to say all that name now. Don't play.
You gotta
It
do
flows.
Don't play with Tamala
Open and
Lachey.
close.
Open and close. What the title? The title. The title.
Let's do it.
Where did you come up with that title from? Tell me
Well,
what that title.
The
Just the
life
title.
of a caterpillar.
The Life of a Caterpillar. Oh, and I didn't read your subtitle. The healing is in the process, and it's worth it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, everything right there.
That's it.
Open and close.
So walk us through this journey.
The life of a caterpillar. We all know the history of a caterpillar.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that history and put into a human form, and that's how I came up with the title.
Okay.
The caterpillar goes through stages to become this beautiful butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
We go through stages, we go through process to get to the next level in life.
Right.
In order to get to the next level in life, you have to experience things. In order for that caterpillar to be a butterfly, he
Right.
had to go through a lot of changes, a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises, So that's in a nutshell.
So tell us about your process in writing the book. Now when you came up, I mean, did it come to you? How did it come to you? How did your book come to you?
Well, here's the thing. The title was given to me when I was in my 20s. The book had not came yet, but the title was there. Fast forward probably like 15 years later, here comes the book.
Okay.
When writing the book easily flowed out of me because I was at a place in my life where it was time to evolve, shift. And this book was my stamp to end, the path and evolve and shift.
Okay.
So when writing this book, I wrote this book in 30 and a half days.
Right.
You weren't playing.
It just came that simple. Because when you get tired of being sick or tired and you ready to do something different, it just comes on out like that.
Would you say that this was your step out?
Yep.
It was your step out.
That was my step out.
You broke through the cocoon on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was that how did that what was the reaction of other people as you said I'm writing and I finished writing? Well, what was your people around you? How did they respond to you?
I didn't get no response. It was like I told my family, a couple of friends, I'm writing a book, blah, blah, blah. There was no belief. Because they knew what my struggle was, what I was going through and all that. So when the book came about and I was done with the book, it was like, whatever, she writing. I believe it when I see it.
When I see it.
You understand what I'm saying? So that was my response from my family, my friends, and even to this day, it's like, I believe when I see it, you're right. But that motivates me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I am now a butterfly, and this smile that's on my face is permanent. Right. Because
it's
real healing. It's real healing. No more tears about what went on. No more, talking about it. Not unless I'm having to motivate someone else through their journey. But all that sob story and woe is me, that book was the stamp of approval.
So tell me, in your book, I'm just going to open it up, and I gotta put my glasses on. And I'm just going to go through a little bit of the chapters. First of all, the chapters are just, the titles is mind-blowing. So, and now I want you to give us a little scenario or a little bit of, you know where I'm going with that. Okay.
All right.
The Peace of Death is the first chapter. You open up. What are you talking about?
The Peace of Death, the reason why I named that chapter 1, The Peace of Death, is because it was actually the actual incident that targeted that title was I wasn't supposed to be here. And, you hear a lot of people say, well, I'm not supposed to be here, blah, 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 XYZ. No, I literally wasn't supposed to be. Like, my birth literally was being interrupted
What happened?
while in my mother's womb. So my mom got pregnant at a very young age, in the 70s. And the guy who she was pregnant by, she informed him. Okay? Come to find out he was a Rolling Stone. He already had a child. Did nobody know he had double life. And when she told him, he literally kicked her in her stomach and she fell down the steps. So that was the peace of death. Mm-hmm. It was peaceful because I'm here. It was death because I almost was attempted to not be here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So in the midst of you trying to destroy my
I made it.
my life before I even physically had life. You know what I'm saying? And through it all, I'm still here.
You
and I'm
made
here
it.
for a purpose.
And you know what? That is because your destiny, no one can get in the way of your destiny.
Absolutely.
You know, if we're trying to, if it's supposed to be, you're coming. You're coming through no matter what, right? No matter what.
I had a purpose, and like in the Bible, and then in chapter 1, in my book, I start off each chapter with a quote. Mm-hmm. And while I'm telling my story, I intertwine a verse from the Bible to coincide and make it come full circle. So with the piece of death, in chapter 1, I wrote the scripture from the Bible, when God said, when you was in your mother's womb. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And just went on from there.
You.
Yeah, I formed you then. Mm-hmm. So, the purpose.
Girl,
Yes,
yours go hand in hand with that scripture, boy. I knew you.
Right.
You weren't going nowhere, girl.
Going nowhere. I
had a
don't care what
plan
they
for
say.
you.
I don't care what they do.
That was good.
So
Yes.
tell us about the eye of darkness.
The eye of darkness. Wanting to be accepted in the midst of all darkness, all trials, all tribulations. That's chapter 2. Mm-hmm. The eye of darkness came into place because I'm the oldest out of 4 kids. I'm the only one with a different father. My mom married my other 3 siblings' father, and they was married for years. And we all know that story of step-parents. You know what I'm saying? So the eye of darkness came about. It was a lot of trials with me being the only child with a different father. You know, so I always wanted validation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't I wanted validation from a stepfather or from the outside. I wanted the validation from the person that mattered most in my life, and that was my mom. Mm-hmm. And at the beginning of that chapter, you know, the quotes, it's a real book. it's
a
real
book. Here, do me a favor. Mm-hmm. Read the quote.
Sure.
From that chapter 2.
Chapter 2 quote is, when we deny our stories and disengage from strong, tough emotions, they don't go away. Instead, they own us. Our job is not to deny the story, but to defy the ending. I would choose how this story ends.
Yes.
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 Girl, I ain't playing.
Yes. And you know what? Always when you have the strength, so you had the strength to write the story, to tell the story, to reveal it. And I see you have questions at the end of each chapter. You know, I have questions too. And just a side note, when we met, she had that same look, and I had that same look, right? It was like, okay, like every time, right? Am I kidding?
I talk with my eyes. I don't really, you know, and I'm not shy.
Yeah. Oh no, she's not shy.
I'm just, you know.
but I just say, when you go to open up and tell your story, it releases a lot of stuff for you.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think the similarity in all my authors that are here today is that you're telling your personal story, how everything kind of broke through for whatever section of your life that you want to talk about at that time. So let me just share with everybody. Gotta put, this glass thing. I tell you, this works. This works for me. Chapter 3, Thirst.
Yes.
And chapter 4, the Demon Slayer.
The Demon Slayer.
Wow. And chapter 5, Walk of Tears.
The Walk of Tears.
And the last chapter, CPR. Tell me about CPR.
CPR. All right now. CPR is an acronym for Cry, Pretend, and Run.
Okay.
Girl, you better stop.
Okay.
Cry, pretend, and run.
Yeah.
I like it.
Why cry, pretend, and run?
Okay.
And whether we female or male, it comes a place, a time in our life that we're trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of surviving, there are going to be tears.
Mm-hmm.
We pretend that it's okay when it's actually not, because we're in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always running.
Mm-hmm.
Always running, trying to get up out of survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is to go. So that's CPR. I was surviving.
Cry, pretend, and run.
During that phase of my life, I was surviving. I was a single. I was a single mom of 2 boys that's very close in age. I was divorced. I got married at 19. I was divorced. I was trying to get through college as a single parent, and we was just cry, pretending, and running through
Wow.
life
Okay.
until I got to this point.
Okay. Well, definitely, we're gonna come back with some more questions. But I want you to tell people what bit of advice, because see, this is my thing. There's a lot of people wanting to tell their story, but they don't know how. And then you said something key. You're not gonna get the support of everybody. Nobody cares, and I'm going to say this, nobody really cares about your story. See, that's the mystery. Nobody cares about your story, but guess what?
They
We
wanna know.
own our story. We own our story, and your story is a testament and a testimony to bless somebody else. So when we're looking for approval to tell it, you're not gonna get it. It takes courage and it takes commitment. That's what it takes. And for those listening that have been on the fence about telling their story, what do you want to say to them?
Here's the
Look
thing.
at them.
Here's
Give
the
them
thing.
that look you give me all the time.
Here's the thing. No one, and like Wanda said, no one cares about your story. And I'm like you now. I can't see nothing. No one cares about your story. All people care about is how you came out your story. Like, what did you do to get here? You understand what I'm saying? No one cares about what Steve Harvey went through to become who he is. They just care about who he is now and how he got to, you know what I'm saying, to the big level, whatever case may be. So, now what was your question again? I got caught up in that moment.
That's okay. What?
Oh, okay.
would
What
you
advice
tell
do I have?
Yes.
When we all have a story within us, and sometimes we get afraid to share it because we don't know. We so worried about people's reaction and who is going to hurt and who is not going to, you know what I'm saying, and how it's going to affect or whatever. Don't get caught up. Don't worry about other people. My book, when writing my book, was about me and my healing. Like, I was ready to heal.
Right.
Whatever your story is, whether it's a trial, whether it's a success, whatever it is, know that you know that you know that you know without a shadow of a doubt that
Yes.
you're ready to present this up out of you. Because here's the thing, and I always use me as an example, because I can't talk about you, but I can't talk about you, but I know Tamala Lachey. You know what I'm saying? So, here's the thing, when writing my book, and when writing your book, no one has read my book but me and my editor. Right? Now, in the beginning, the biggest thing that came to my mind was, okay, how is my family gonna feel about this, because I'm talking about some real.
You telling
You
it.
telling everybody. You telling them folks.
But it's from it's what happened to me. It's from me, my side of it. You know, you might have they might have a different perspective on it, but that's write your book.
Correct, though.
But this about me. You know what I'm saying? And what I saw and how I felt. So that bothered me for a long time about what other people felt about or how they were gonna respond. But you have to get past that when you putting this on paper and come to the notion that I don't even care. And
Say it again.
so what?
That's right.
I had to put this book out here for me, and also if I didn't, obedience is better than sacrifice. I had to be obedient to God. I had to do it because not only is it about me, but like Wanda said at the end of my chapter, there's questions. My book was to help somebody else heal as well.
Exactly.
While reading my book, you're not just finding out about me. You also have questions
Finding
to
out
get
about
yourself
yourself.
through. And be honest and transparent with yourself, because a lot of us say, oh, I'm healed, I'm over it, until they have to talk about it. And then there go tears. And when you shedding tears, you're not over it. You have not located that root. A lot of us have stuff that's embedded within us, and we don't want to evict it. Get the book.
Gotta kick it out.
You gotta get the book.
So,
What?
so she answered your question. You gotta do it.
you gotta do it.
Simple
Go.
answer is just go for it. Okay. Next up, Miss Frances Renee.
Oh, yeah.
Title of your book: Broke No More Black Woman. Broke No More Black Woman. You hear that strong title?
That is strong.
It's strong. It's like
get
broke
it together.
No more black woman. Transitions in life, business, and love. And that's you.
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, my title, it comes from not necessarily just being, financially broke or materially broke or anything like that. It's more so mental, because most times when people are mentally broken as well as spiritually broken, then that's where everything else stems from. So this journey more so started in the early stages of learning yourself as a woman. And as a young woman, I personally very sensitive, very open to people, and can be very loving. But when you go through life not necessarily understanding yourself enough and understanding the world, then it can easily, take you through struggles just to mature you and grow you. So it is more so that beginning stages of the understanding my mind and how powerful it is.
You know
In
what?
relationships and other stuff.
You know what? You said something mentally being broke, and it's like a certain disconnection. When you sat down to write this, take us through the process. Well, what came over you that said, I need to write this story? What was that journey for you?
Well, it came out of a relationship,
Okay.
and it was more so my first real.
Was it first your love?
It was.
Oh,
it was.
okay.
And younger woman, older man, and not that I'm not. I mean, because I have an older nature. I grew up with the pastor, and I was through all of that. So I've always had that older, more settled nature, but it did come out of a relationship where I started really understanding the strength of my mind, so to speak. I started understanding who I was personally as a woman, and the growth from girlhood to womanhood, and the struggles through it.
Was the transition, was it between you going like from your maturity of being in that relationship? Was that your teacher?
Yes.
So much so?
Yes.
And what was the age difference between you and
15 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. In the book, because I'm just getting, I wanted my books prior to, so I could read them. But, so are you telling the story of the what you went through? You know, are you doing a narrative, or are you just kind of, you know, keeping it to where, okay, if you see yourself in this situation, this can relate, or are you in depth with your own story inside of this book?
I am in depth in that story.
We want some juice.
Most of the things,
Somebody should tell a good juice now.
most of the things that I write, I always want to make it a quick read because most people aren't reading nowadays, you know. But
We changing that.
yeah, that's true.
We're
You know,
changing
but I
that.
am a meat and potatoes type of person, so it's like boom, I gotta get into
Boom,
it.
drop it.
Don't get it
You
at
know,
all.
but with this one, again, this was my first book. This was more so, as you said, I had to sit down and get it out
Yeah.
to really move beyond it.
Right.
You know, and, you know, not to get in detail, but this was that transition from religion to relationship too. You know, it does have some spiritual implications where I started understanding that where it says the transformation of the renewing of your mind, that is really where this book comes from, you know, and from
Wow.
there the business came, and from there new love came, you know.
That caterpillar.
Wow.
Them books connected.
They are. But you know what? But that just speaks to how we all are connected.
Correct.
You know, we all have these situations that will, you know, grow us.
Right.
You
And
know.
I realized that, you know, we go through different cycles of life, but while I was going through this, you know, she was somewhere going through something else, and she was going through something else, and you were going through something else. But, and I put black women because I think we are
I think you needed
the
to put
ones
black
that
women
go
on there.
through the most.
Say that
The
again.
strongest are always going to go through the most. See,
Right.
y'all going to take me there.
Yeah, that's right. The strongest always go through the
And-
most.
African American black women.
Hello.
I'm sorry,
Struggle
we
is
are
real.
one of the strongest. We are very, very,
We
very,
birthed
very,
a
very strong
nation.
country.
We did.
When you
Yes,
understand
nation.
what we have
You know,
done,
not necessarily
then
taking any credit from any other, but
Absolutely.
we are definitely a very strong race of people. So, thus the black woman. Let's start there.
yeah,
that was strong.
and that's great. Let's go through some of your. I love this when it says, what's inside. You know what? Okay, let me just sidebar. What I love about the art of self-publishing is you can do it just how you want to do it. You know, even though you can get assistance, you can go and get advice, you can hire an advisor or whatever. But at the end of the day, and this is what, like you mentioned something about people not wanting to read, we're going to change that because if we have stories to tell, and it's because our stories are healing people, you know, healing us in our mindset, in our heart space, our finances. If you have these stories to tell, then we have to get them out.
Right.
So I love self-publishing because then you don't have those sticky guidelines that publishing houses will put you through and tell
in a
you,
box.
get back, no, we don't want that, we got too much of this, we got too much of this.
Exactly.
And so
They'll water it down.
now the fun part is you can write it according to your definition of how you want to tell it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through this. It says what's inside. That's her content,
that.
you know, so that's cool, right? What's inside? What is true love? Question mark. It's the first.
is
It's the first situation.
Oh my God, that was
The
just-
second one is the experience. Before that day. Can you explain a little bit about that?
She gave
Yeah,
him
I know. Look, see, because I don't never go in order, right?
Okay.
Before that-
so
what's
before
that day?
That day.
You need to read it. You need to read this little
She
bit.
knows.
Okay, so when we talk about that day, I mean, we go through life. We have our systematic ways of how we have to do. You know, work, go to
for
work
it.
every day, school, you know, different things that we have been taught to do. And we make them work for ourselves, but again, we were taught to do those things. So, you know, I was in the everyday flow, work, school, and whenever I was at work, I never left. I just took a break, you know, went to the break room and just chilled there. So this day was the very first day I was like, I think I want to go outside and take a walk. You know, I want to step outside. I want to stretch my legs before I go to lunch. And again, that was the day that I met the person that, you know, is a part of making this book what it is, basically.
Okay, so she all I gotta tell y'all is you all have to get these books. I'm reading something. You grew up in a shelter. You were sheltered. I mean, sheltered as a child.
As a child, right?
So explain. And were you a PK kid?
Yes.
See,
oh my God.
See, she's not going. I gotta drag everything out.
Sheltered means
I know
my brothers
sheltered.
were able to go all down the street and play, and I'm in the fence. I had to stay behind.
You had to stay behind the fence.
Yes.
But you know what? We're gonna talk about them fences in a minute. Being a PK kid, and people always say I'm not a PK kid, so I can't relate. But I do know people, and some of my friends were. So how does that really kind of like confine you and mold your religion and what you think about it? And that's a lot going on, isn't it?
For me, as a PK kid, it was hard not necessarily being able to do what my brothers could do, because it was me and my two brothers. I have a sister, but I didn't meet her till later in life. So it was me and my two brothers. So for me personally, I enjoyed it because I was into what I did. You know, I was always involved, always singing a solo, I was in it. You know what I'm saying? And during that time as a PK kid, I was doing it because I was taught to do it, of course.
Right.
And in school, I just was naturally the one people came to just talk about stuff. You know, I used to think, why are they talking to me about this? Why is she coming all the way over
felt
here
safe
to me?
She was safe zone.
You know, like, okay.
They felt safe.
Well, I get it, but I was like, so, it didn't bother me, being a PK kid at all. It was a cool experience.
Was it good? Okay.
It was. I didn't feel alienated because I was me. I wasn't necessarily, I've never been the type to try to fit in. I just was myself, really.
Right.
So whether I fit in or not, but with me being that way, it wasn't a big issue, but I just still had to learn some things in my growth, especially where I'm going in that particular realm of my calling, so to speak.
Right. So would you say that in writing this book, it like unlocked another direction for your life, or did it kind of build on what you're currently doing? Because you design fashion, you have another business. I mean, this lady right here is super busy.
It did. I guess to go a little bit into it, I guess if I ever have a message, ever, it's always about relationship. And I think that's where this started. It started with that relationship, and then this experience really pushed me into that relationship with the Creator. Truthfully, we try hard not to go on the spiritual side of our books, and different things of that nature, but it's inevitable, and it's like
to.
It's not
everybody book you when you talk about God. You ain't got no choice. He is the source.
Necessarily not say or go in detail that it is engulfed all throughout the book, but it was really more so the beginning of that relationship with my oneness with Him, understanding Him, and it came through this relationship. So,
you all are in store for a big treat. We are going to take a short break, and then we're going to pick up where we left off at, and we got some more things, because people need to understand that these women right here, they have some amazing things going on, amazing gifts, and they're going to talk about those too, right? About all of the stuff we about to put it. My post was we gonna leave it all in the studio today. So we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.